Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Moving Markets podcast. It is Wednesday, May the 21st, 2025. The U.S. stock market has been open and trading for about 17, almost 18 minutes right now. I am starting a little bit earlier than normal. Normally, Tuesday through Friday, we start about a half an hour after the market opens. I had to get things going a little bit earlier today than usual because of some things I have coming up today that are starting a little bit earlier than usual. So, quick peek at what we have going on right now. Dow Jones Industrial Average down about 340. This has a little bit of a delay. I have a live TV screen up in front of me. So Dow down about 340. NASDAQ down 62. S&P probably this 28 or so is close on that. All three major indexes down, and there's a number of different things being floated out there as to why the indexes are down this morning. If you look at a chart of any one of the indexes, you know, the S&P gave up a little bit yesterday. I think the Dow was also a little bit negative yesterday, as well as the NASDAQ. I think as much as any other one thing, I think it's a little bit of profit taking going on yesterday and today. There is some legitimate concern about the state of the big beautiful tax bill, the big beautiful bill that the Republicans are trying to get through. Indications are that they've addressed to the satisfaction of some members of the Republican Party the SALT deduction. I talked a lot about that yesterday. I'm not going to talk a lot about that again today. But there is word that those individuals in the House of Representatives that may have been holding out for that have got some kind of a compromise or some kind of a deal in place. And then there's also some word that two or three other people are holding out for different reasons. But there seems to be more optimism than not coming from the Republican Party that they're going to get something passed through. So it's I think it's a little bit unwarranted and maybe a little bit of a false narrative that the sell-off going on yesterday and today has to do with whether or not this bill goes through. I think it will go through. I don't think it's going to be a perfect bill. I think it's going to be much better than not having something go through. But we'll see. I think what's going on more is the bond rates, and this morning before the market opened, you can see the 10-year is up a little bit. It was up a fair amount more than that earlier before the markets opened. And I think these bond rates are what's got people upset. I think upset is the better word to use than concerned, because I think it feels like these rates should be coming down. It feels like the Fed is maybe waiting a little bit too long before they lower rates. And it feels like these bond rates are staying high longer than they should, and that we should have things coming down a little bit. But I think, like I said, I think personally, it's as much a function of just profit taking after a really strong, big rally. I think the bill getting through the House and getting through the Senate is probably going to happen, but it's understandable if there's a little bit of apprehension about that. Our trades overall are looking really good. Our CRWV trade is already up more than 10%. I believe CRWV, this is CRWV, the brand new trade that we just set up. I believe it was up strong yesterday. It's up again today. I've told you I believe it soon. Let's see. Sorry, I'm inadvertently stopped sharing the screen, and I don't know when I did that. Sorry if there hasn't been a screen. Sorry if you've just had a black screen for the last few minutes. But here's CRWV. It's up again today. I keep saying that this has got to come out of overbought territory, and probably will soon. But for right now, it's still on a steady move to the upside. And our trade, like I said, already up over 10%. Probably, in fact, more than probably, we're likely going to roll out the 90 strike short call. We're probably going to go out a month and roll it up to a 95, maybe even up to 100. We don't want to get called away on that 100 strike short call. It's far enough out in time that it's unlikely that would happen, but just in case, we need to probably roll that one out, and I'll take care of that in some type of an adjustment today for tomorrow morning's open. Walmart down a little bit today, and that's not the greatest thing for the new short put that we just added. However, it's good for the short call that we have on. I don't think Walmart is going to go, crashing down below 96. I think it will stay above 96 for the next couple of days. We can roll that 96 short put out very, very easily if we need to. That's a simple move to make. In fact, the fact that Walmart's down a little bit this morning probably means you got a bigger credit if you added that short call this morning. I added mine yesterday towards the end of the day and got 36 cents. You probably got 45 or 50 cents if you added it today. And then, like I said, the short call that we have in place has lost a ton of value. We're still down a little bit in Walmart, but nothing to be worried about. AMD was up a little bit today, so we're looking good on that trade. Looking good on Johnson & Johnson. They're up again today, not a lot, but a little bit more. So we're getting closer on Johnson & Johnson to having the difference between these two numbers right here be at 250, and that's about the best we're going to get out of Johnson & Johnson. So good shape on that. And then, of course, Palantir. I didn't even look to see if Palantir is up or down this morning. I think it was up a little bit. And if it's down, oh, there you go, 5 cents to the upside. Not up much. It was up a little bit more right at the start, and there it goes negative just a tiny bit. Not a big deal. Nothing to worry about on Palantir. Trade's still looking good overall. So we're in really good shape. Likewise, we're in good shape on collar trades. The one collar trade I'm paying really close attention to is Nvidia. Probably tonight for tomorrow morning's open, I'm going to cinch these long puts right up by where the stock is trading, which is close to 135. We're probably going to roll those straight up in time, get some long puts that are right at the money, and be as prepared as possible for their earnings report next week. So all in all, good stuff going on. Now for those that are following. For those that are following the triple play trades, we've got three things going on right now. We've got Home Depot, which is falling a little bit, but not enough. I still think Home Depot, you've got today, tomorrow, and Friday. I still think it could break to the downside or to the upside, and it doesn't have to go very far in either direction. It was well above where it needed to be on their earnings yesterday. It's already been today down, at or below where it would need to be a profitable trade. It's not uncommon for Home Depot to, wobble and just be flat for a few days at a time, but I'm confident it'll break out. We might end up rolling this trade out 1 week. I don't think that'll be a big deal if we have to do that. Palo Alto Networks reported last night, PANW. They are down sharply this morning, and they were at the open down more than far enough. This is where we need them to be, right about here. They were down more than far enough for us to be profitable. They've gotten back a little bit. We'll see where they go today. I think between today and tomorrow, they'll go down more than far enough. And then SNOW, Snow is reporting tonight after the market closes. And I think all three of these will be profitable trades. I like that Snow has just gone on a dead flat, pancake move right here, because that increases the chances that there'll be a breakout big to the upside or the downside. This is like that rubber band that's getting wound tighter and tighter and tighter, and the more you tighten it up, the more chance you have of a release of positive energy or negative. It's going to break. So one of the two things will likely happen with Snow. So all in all, good things going on. SMCI is staying up high enough that, like I said, we're going to let that one expire. And, the update on Johnson & Johnson, because it matches what we're doing with the regular spread trades for all the SOS members. So that brings you up to speed on everything. I'm going to wrap up right there. I know this is kind of a short podcast this morning, but not much more to go into today. Be back on live tomorrow morning. And tomorrow we will be right at the 8 o'clock Mountain Time Zone start time. I just had to go a little bit early today. Like I said, I keep accidentally blanking out this screen. I'm so sorry about that. I think I'm clicking a button to just get rid of my marker pen. I think that's what I'm getting rid of, and I'm hitting the wrong button and getting rid of the screen altogether for you. So It's all right. The audio is more important than the video, so you'll survive it. I'm not going to go back and re-record it. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.